Donations from the community is what keeps the Far North Queensland Hospital Foundation alive. Without them, the charity couldn't deliver on its outcomes. From people giving of their time to sell raffle tickets or help out at events, right through to workplace giving programs, third-party events and major donations, every dollar has made a difference. One donor who has taken his personal experience with illness decided in 2019 to roll up his sleeves and do his bit for the Hospital Foundation. At just 48 years of age, Rod Sherrington, a local accountant and business advisor, was diagnosed with prostate cancer.
I had a blood test that showed that my PSA levels were elevated. This was about 2016. The doctor sent me to a specialist. I had an MRI done and the MRI said that there was nothing there to see. So the doctor assumed that all was fine and I was told I was going to be okay and sent home. So that's the first instance when I actually started getting cancer.
After experiencing little to no symptoms, Rod went about his daily life thinking he was cancer-free. And it wasn't until one of his mates, who was in his late 40s, was diagnosed 3 years later that he decided to go back to the doctor and get retested.
Had another blood test and it was way higher this time, and so went and had another MRI. But luckily I did it this time with a specialist in Cairns, and unfortunately that MRI also said I didn't have cancer. But this specialist pointed out that MRIs are only right 4 out of 5 times. So if you're on the lucky 20%, you're unlucky. So he suggested to me that I go and have a biopsy. He gave me the choice and because of my age and said, look, you're only 48, you don't necessarily need to do this, it's probably nothing. But luckily my wife was next to me in the consulting room and she insisted that I have the biopsy, and the biopsy found the cancer.
From there, his world was turned upside down. Rod and the doctors were in a race to arrest the cancer, undergo surgery and treat him as quickly as possible.
Because I was in the private healthcare system, I was very lucky at that time. Within a matter of weeks I was having surgery and then started about a couple of months of treatment to get the path of recovery.
If it wasn't for state-of-the-art robotic surgery currently only available at the private hospital and readily available to those with private health cover, the outcome could have been very different.
I was lucky at the Cairns private hospital, and this is part of my reason why I support the Cairns base so much now. They had a robotic surgery machine made for this, and Dr. Antonio is one of the top doctors in Australia, so we're very lucky to have him here in Cairns, and he performed the surgery using that machine.
Months after his surgery and discussing his journey with other men, he discovered just how lucky he was.
Over the next few months after mine, it started becoming quite evident to me that a lot of my clients were starting to suffer with prostate cancer. In fact, I can tell you right now I've got about 6 to 7 clients today that have got it. And what a lot of them don't have is private health care. And they were telling me stories where they were having to wait months and months and months. So they were being diagnosed with cancer, but then waiting months before they could have surgery. And the surgery wasn't robotic surgery. Sometimes it was actually the traditional manual way. And it really resonated with me that we'd done so much as a society for women's healthcare, but very little for men's healthcare. So I decided to get involved with the Cairns-based hospital.
Rod, his wife Sue and their children are now committed to raising funds and giving back so people who cannot afford private healthcare are able to receive the same level of treatment. Their strong belief is income should be no barrier to healthcare in someone's hour of need.
Went to Dr. Antonio, Northern Urology, said I'd like to help you out and I have an idea. So we're going to do a luncheon. So this was about early October. So I organised to have about 100 clients turn up and I sold tickets to the event. And the tickets were $500 each and people turned up. And that $500 was donated directly to the charity. Trinity then paid for the food and all the alcohol, and I used all my staff to set it all up, and it took a couple of weeks of planning. But we had a great event. It was a great day. Everyone had a great time, and I think it finished about 10 o'clock at night, started about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And we raised about $75,000, I think it was, that we gave to the charity.
The event continues to grow each year. In 2021, the Trinity Christmas annual fundraiser raised $150,000.
It made a lot of us cry. It was phenomenal.